All right, how's everybody doing today? All right, so today we're going to cover dimensions and manifestation. So a dimension, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 known dimensions so far, according to our science and according to what we know about the multiverse. Dimension 1, you know that, 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, but you have 3 dimensions. That's where we are, 3 dimensions. A dimension basically is a pocket of existence that has its own rules and laws. Okay? And a dimension can only be perceived by the way our brains are wired to perceive it. So pay attention. Our dimensions can only be perceived by the way our brains are wired. So there's 11 dimensions so far, yet we can only perceive 3. Well, we perceive 4 dimensions because they add time as a dimension, so you feel like psychological time, but it's really fake. But let's say 4. Time is considered 4. So what about dimension 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Remember now, you only perceive what your brain is wired for. So just because we can only perceive 3, it doesn't exclude the existence of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're just as real as 3. Okay? So 3 dimensions is the lowest dimension that you can exist in, because 3 dimensions is tied to human being. Since we're humans, we have been confined to 3 dimensions. If you want to get to the other dimensions, you cannot go there in a meat suit. You have to, your consciousness have to leave the body, and you have to traverse what you call space-time to get to those dimensions. What awaits and what are in those dimensions? Well, you know about the 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions is this. It's a very dense, slow-moving, limited dimension. Your senses can only perceive up, down, left, right, move, back, forward. That's 3 dimensions. 5 dimension and up, your brain can't see what 5. So let's go, what's in the 5 dimension? The 5 dimensions is where the non-physical, your desires live. Your manifestations, they all live in 5 dimensions. In 5 dimensions is the warehouse, the storage for your car, for your money, for your lottery jackpot win, for your casino win, for your 6-figure business, for your health. It's all stored in the 5 dimensions, ready to be transported to the 3 dimension. 6 dimensions up, we're talking about now multiple universes, multiverses. 7 dimensions up, we're talking about multiple universes plus the ability to traverse all dimensions. 8 dimensions up, you can see the entire complexity of the old multiverse. 9, 10, 11, all of that stuff. 11 is really nothing's happening there. It's just all waves of energy. And then beyond the 11th dimension, who knows? Your higher self may be there. That's dimensionless, but whatever we do know, we know 11 dimensions, and we figured out 11 dimensions through string theory. But let's focus on 2 dimensions, because this is what's important. Let's focus on the 5th dimension and the 3 dimension. So there's one thing that can connect you to all of these dimensions: your thought energy and your imagination. Okay, so let me show you something that you're doing right now. The fascinating thing that your brain has the capability to jump timelines. Your brain can go into what you call the past or the future, which is the same present moment, but it's just different coordinates. But just to make it make sense to you, your brain is the vehicle that can go to the 5 dimension, 6 dimension, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and upward. You got that? So in the 3 dimension is where you see what you don't want. So you want to get into the 5th dimension. So how do you get to the 5th dimension? The 5th dimension can only be accessed by creating a different reality all the time in your mind. When you wake up in the morning, you have to use what's called a superimposition. This is tricky at the beginning, but once you practice it, you become an expert of it. Once you develop superimposition, and I'll tell you what superimposition is in a minute. Superimposition is the ability to live 2 places at the same time and be aware of it. An example of superimposition is if someone is manifesting a new house. They have the house that they want or desire already in their imagination, and they have their physical house that they're currently living in. So when they get up in the morning and they open their eyes, they're in their physical house. But immediately they have basically, the best way I want to put this to you, make it simple for you to understand. They have basically developed a delusion that their current home is their new home. So even though they're in their current home, they're seeing their new home. So when they go to the bathroom, they're not in their regular bathroom, they're in their mansion bathroom. When they leave the house to go out and they lock the door behind them, they're not locking their regular door, they're locking their mansion door. When they get in their car to drive, they're not driving their regular car, they're driving their dream car. So that's superimposition. Superimposition is putting yourself into what you want in real time. So you're living in 2 realities at the same time. That's what I mean, that's superimposition. So what happens is now, because the brain gets things from the 5th dimension to make it the 3rd dimension by way of your subconscious mind, what starts to happen now is the following. The more you do this every day, the more you imagine and live into your dream life, and you practice this superimposition thing here, the brain now will associate the 5D as part of the 3D. Now it starts to transfer the information that was in your head, and your physical reality starts to chop up and become a duplicate of what was in your head. So your head reality becomes your physical reality. This goes over a period of time. You'll start to see little things line up, and then boom, before you know it, you are living into what you want. And many individuals have done superimposition and are aware they've done superimposition before, because some of you here can think back, hey man, I used to imagine I was in this apartment and this place and this job, and look, today I'm working at this apartment, this place, and this job. That's a sort of superimposition. But the superimposition I'm talking about is the real-time superimposition, where you're taking the physical reality and you're turning it into your spiritual non-physical reality. That's the superimposition. That takes you to the 5D. Now the good thing is this now. Once you become really good at superimposition, your brain actually now wires to that. So now everything you see, your brain now remembers this. It makes it easier to contour it, and now you'll manifest so much super fast. So why does this work? How does this work? Well, if you catch anything I was saying to you, is if you notice a key point I mentioned to you, I said that all these dimensions can be accessed through your imagination. So that means the multiverse and everything is a mental plane. There is no such thing as a physical reality. Everything is a mental reality. It's energy. It's transparent. So even though you're in the 3 dimension, it feels real and solid to you. That's also not real. It's also a great trickery of the brain. The brain works better in 3 dimensions. The brain cannot work in 4 or 5 dimensions because it's not wired to there. That's not its playground. Its playground is 3. So it makes 3 dimensions feel as real to you as possible. So you and I, we get confused and we think this is a real world. Actuality, nothing is real. It's all projections. Nothing comes into form until you observe it in the mind. The mind transforms it into physical reality. So if you ever want to get your 3D world to change, you now know where to go, and you now know how to do it, and you do it by repetition and superimposition. Now what starts to happen is the 3D becomes the 5D in the 3D. And yes, this can work for every and anything. Nothing is off. Everything is off. Nothing is off. Everything is on. No matter what it is, the only thing that can stop you is your ability to dream big. How delusional are you? That's all it takes. If you can see it in your head, you're going to feel it in the physical reality. That's how do we know this is also true? Well, we have quantum science. So if you're still not convinced about this one, let me break it down and make it even more convincing for you. So you do know, but if you don't know, but now you do know, because I'm about to tell you what it is. You do know, right, that look at my finger. What you're actually witnessing right now is vibrations at such a high rate, and they vibrate so fast the image looks still to you. My brain and your brain now configures this into an appendage, and this looks like a finger. But if I freeze this finger and we use an electron microscope, and we go into the skin, and we go below the skin, and we get into the molecules, we get into the subatomic world. In that world, nothing is solid. It's made up of these energies called atoms and particles. And guess what? Nothing can come into existence without them. So yes, everything is made from them. So how can the thing that's not solid become solid? It's not solid, it's trick. We know that for a fact. This is not metaphysics. This is not philosophy, all right? So you got to get that in your head. The first thing to free your mind is to realize that your reality is not a real physical place, that you can manipulate it, you can change it, you can organize it, you can disassemble it, you can live a new life anytime you want. If that mindset is not in you, then it's going to be very difficult for you to go into the 5 dimensions and get what you want. Because let me tell you why it's going to be difficult. Because you're going to be you're convinced that you live in a 3D world, which is physical. If you're convinced, guess who else is convinced you're there? Your creative mind, which is your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is not smart. It's not a logical mind. Whatever you're convinced your subconscious mind, it's going to make it your reality. So if you're convincing yourself that, oh, this is a 3D world, this is a real world, it's physical, the wall is real, I can't get what I want, I have to do it this way, that's exactly the picture it's going to paint for you. However, if you convince your subconscious mind, oh, this world is not even real, man, this is a malleable world, I can fix and change this, things can come in instantly, they can change when I want it to, guess what? That's also going to happen for you. That, my tribe, is science facts. And that's something that's not taught in schools, and that's something that a lot of the masses don't know. And even if you tell the masses this, they are so programmed that they will discard this information as fallacy, as stupidity, as idiocracy. And yet they have no idea what they are doing. You, however, know this powerful truth, and this will make you successful. This will change your life completely, because again, it's not a physical multiverse, it's a mental plane. Everything is mental. Consider this. The observer effect, or the double slit in science. You guys heard this. Did you know that inside of your skull there's a part, and most of you know this, but because you really have to understand this. Where you see reality is called the visionary cortex. It's located deep inside of your skull. It has never seen light. It has never seen the physical world. How can it? It's encapsulated in your skull. This is how you see the world, from darkness to light in your skull. Vision. It goes. Let me show you where it's at. Let me show you where it's at. See your eyes right here? By the way, did you know your eyes are a part of your brain, right? So your brain is, your eyes is considered brain. I don't know if you know that. Okay? Your eyes are connected to your brain, right? So in the visionary cortex, some light goes into your eyes, which is part of your eyes called the retina, and the light gets broken down into chemical signals, we call it electrochemical signals, and it travels to the visionary cortex in the back here. It's called like tiny stuff. In the visionary cortex, it processes the electrical stimuli, electrochemical stimuli, right? And it puts a picture out of your eyes of your world. So you may think you see outside, my friends, you always see inside out. It happens in a split second before you even realize it. Yeah, go ahead, go look that up. See if I'm lying to you. Go research that right now. Let that blow your mind. So if we're seeing things from inside out, what is outside? A duplicate copy from inside. The only difference that makes outside feel so immersive and real to you is this. These are called sensory outputs, nerve cells that are vibrating with electrical stimuli. And when you go like this, it sends information back into the visionary cortex, and your brain sends it back, and you feel it as reality. Some of you saying, Mark, I'm not understanding. Yeah, you have to watch this twice to get it. This is the reason why most individuals don't understand is because it doesn't make logical sense to what you've been taught. But I promise you, if you watch this over again and you just relax for the day, it'll start making sense to you. Right now it's very powerful information. Let me see if I can make it very simple for you to understand it. Let me see the way I can paint this picture. Okay, I'm gonna use a video game. So I'm gonna use a video game. So everybody remember those video games? You got PlayStation and Nintendo. You have the controller, right? And you can move the character in the game, right? You're moving the character in the game. Inside the game, let's pretend you're the character. So inside the game, the character that's playing the game, right? You know, inside of the game, he thinks that that's where he lives. He thinks that's his the real deal, right? They play Mario and all that. Mario thinks that's his real world. Mario has no idea that there's an outside that's connected to it. Inside the game is your brain. Mario is your brain. So your brain is inside of your head, and your brain is producing hallucinations of reality. So inside of it, you have awareness, so you think that's what's going on. But the real truth is there is things outside that's influencing what you see, smell, touch, and hear. It's the field. And the field is connected to an even higher something. It's called your higher self, which is also you. So let's use the video game analogy again. So you're playing the video game, okay? And you're playing the Mario. But here's the truth. You, my friend, are Mario, and the person that's playing the game are one and the same. The only difference is the person that's outside created the game to play Mario. So the person is connected to Mario through the joystick. Mario inside the game don't know this, because the person outside the game wants Mario to just enjoy and immerse in the game. But the communication lines are still open for Mario to talk to the real person outside. So Mario, if Mario knew the game, Mario would say, wait a minute, hey, all right, check this out. I don't want to go through all these obstacles. Just take me to the castle right now. All right, Mario, let me put the password in. Boop, you're in a castle. That's how the game works. That's life. And now you know. All right? That's it. Remember, knowledge without implementation is no good. Happy manifesting, and see you at the top with your manifestations.